Welcome to another episode of Your Voice. I'm John Balser, your voice for the NRV and surrounding areas. On today's episode, we have Dr. Damon Thompson, owner and dentist at Real Life Dental, where they make their patients their top priority. Before we get started into all the business talk and talking about your business, I want to learn a little bit about you. Tell me a little bit about yourself outside of the dental office and how your life is.
Right. I'm a happily married man to one Andrea Thompson. I call her Andy. And I have 5 boys.
Oh, wow.
Ages 22 to 9.
It's a good little mix there. Yeah.
So we've been all boys for the whole time. Never got the girl, but I've got the girl. So
there you go. I like that. Any other extracurricular activities you like to do with the family? Are you an outdoorsy guy? You're a sports guy?
Good question. We just spend a lot of time together. We do a lot of times at home. We do take nice vacations, so we get out. But we're kind of home buddies.
I like it. Yeah, you need to be that way. I mean, especially with a large family like that, and make sure you're spending time with them.
Sure. Well, you can get a little overextended with sports, business travel, those sorts of things, and all of a sudden no one's seeing anyone. So
yeah, I was just talking to my cousin the other day, and she has 3 daughters, and it literally went into I have to get her to this practice, this music lesson, and I don't know when I'm going to have time to do it all, and it kind of just it blossoms out. So.
Right. So if there's one bit of advice for parents out there, eat as many meals together at home as you can, and that's going to be a glue that just sticks and stays with you forever, and your kids will appreciate it later, and really your grandchildren will appreciate the effort that you made now. So a little free advice.
I love it.
Eat together at night.
I love that. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about a little bit about kind of who you are professionally, what exactly you do, and kind of how you got started in your business. I know there's kind of 3 questions combined, but kind of give me the backstory.
Yeah. I am from Blacksburg. This is my hometown. And so my dad is a retired dentist. And so I grew up in a dentist home. And it may sound somewhat glamorous, but, it's just like any other home. And I was his wingman for emergency trips to the dentist to help a Virginia Tech student who, many of them, who might try to catch a racquetball racket with their teeth,
Oh, yeah, the normal day.
Anyway, so my dad would bring me in on those, and I just grew up in that sort of environment, lifestyle, hanging out at the office, and so it became somewhat natural that I would follow him. And so I did. Went to Virginia Tech, went to VCU for dental school, went in the Navy for 3 years, and about that time I decided I want to come back home, join my dad for 11 years and his partner, Dr. Schnecker, and just really enjoyed that development time during those 11 years. And then about 2009, I made the decision that I wanted to start Real Life Dental.
So we talked some about options and about, being a big fish in a small pond, or however you want to word it. But what do you think, people watching this video, what do you think sets Real Life Dental apart from everything else?
Yeah, great question, and this is a very intentional answer. Yes, we do want to be set apart. I mean, we're dentists, I get it. We're a dental service organization. We provide dental services to the NRV. Well, how do we avoid just going to the dentist? Yeah. And so, specifically, some specific details, we're extremely client-patient centric. So in that, we're open evening hours. We even have some Saturday hours. So we try to expand our schedule to meet the demands of you, the public, to be able to be seen. Second of all, we know that your time is crucial to you. That's a currency that you as a patient have to pay. So we have options of like same-day crowns to be able to get that sort of service done in 2 hours or less, as opposed to what normally would take 2 to 3 weeks to get done. We also value your comfort. So a lot of people, are very scared. They have bad memories of going to the dentist growing up. And so we offer a lot of sedation options. from simple things like laughing gas, but to IV sedation, to be able to make your visit extremely comfortable to get you over that hump of fear and get your dentistry done. And that's a huge differentiator for us. So it's mainly time, customer service. We just want to be amazing. We want to have a wow experience for every person, that you just feel like these people really care about my comfort and my time and my whole experience. And so that's what we're aiming for.
And this could be a little personal bias, but out of all the dentists that I've ever been to, I feel like your staff, your office, it's so welcoming. One, when you first see it, you're kind of like, is this an actual dentist office? It doesn't feel that way.
Right.
And the way that when I first went for my first visit, the way they took the time to explain the process, the way they took the time to show me around and just kind of
give you a tour.
They make you feel comfortable immediately.
Yeah.
It was great to have that feeling, especially not just going to the dentist, but going to a new dentist and not really knowing what to expect.
Sure.
Yourself and your staff are way above par.
I appreciate that. Well, I would say what differentiates us as well is we intentionally hire well. We hire for attitude more than aptitude. And so that would be an added, I know there are technical things that have to be done, but we can train people to do certain things. I cannot train people to respect you as a patient, honor the institution. I can't teach attitude. Right. Mom and dad did that.
Absolutely.
And so we hire a lot for attitude. So when you experience, a high value of experience and personality and care and that sort of stuff, that comes natural. And so we try to find those people and encourage those behaviors amongst our team. And it's the whole golden rule thing. We want you to be treated just like I want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And so that's where we really have found that space to set off. We do not want to be just another dental office. We do want to raise the bar in terms of the whole medical experience in the community. And so we want you, when you come in, we want you to go, where am I? Is this a dental office or is this a spa or a coffee shop or whatever?
Fantastic. And just so everyone knows, he's my dentist. So Real Life Dental, he is my personal dentist. It's great. I love it. And I just wanted to throw that in there really quick.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. If you could give advice to other business owners or other people that are looking to go out on their own endeavors, any type of entrepreneur out there, what advice, what kind of struggles have you seen? What would you tell them if you had the chance to sit down and talk to them?
Yeah, so I'll turn it around slightly and just say, what would I have told myself?
That's perfect.
When I was during that developmental time of 11 years. And then as I started having that desire to start my own business, things I wish I knew then that I definitely know now that I wish I had then would be, number one, you have to have a vision. You have to envision the future, almost project into the future. What do you want? Because if you're just living in the present and you're just trying to solve a problem or solve some sort of issue, or that would be fun, and you never have a vision of 5 years, 10 years, what would this look like? Your runway is going to be incredibly short. And you're going to get to the end of that runway and go, oh, I forgot to add wings or an engine or speed or whatever. And so the number one thing, and I think that's where a lot of small businesses fall off the map, literally, is that they don't have true vision written down, and that you start making, you have that 10-year, at least a 10-year vision, and then you run out like a 3-year short version. You front load that vision up to the front. And then you start really, and then every year you just rewrite that 10-year vision. You just reset it every 10 years. That's going to save you a whole lot of issues because you're thinking long-term and reverse engineering the whole process.
Yeah.
Because if you're just at the front, you're not even thinking about what it's going to be like in the future. Yeah. And so that would be my number one thing is you got to get a vision, you got to write it down, and then start playing it out.
I feel like that could play into so many different roles just in life in general.
Absolutely.
It's not just business. I feel like
small business, your marriage.
Yeah.
As a parent, you're a new parent, in your parenting. It's being more of an intentional learner, but just intentional liver of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us have been given a lot of talent, a lot of opportunity, and we sometimes squander it. And I'm not saying that time period I was with my dad and my partner, or his partner, was squandered. It was certainly developmental, wonderful time, but I was not, thinking long term until I got to that point I was ready to move on.
Yeah.
And even then, I would say it's not been until the last 3 years, maybe 4 years, that I've started thinking longer term. And now we're starting to see the exponential growth.
Yeah.
So do I wish I had it back then? Yes. But when's the best time to have a tree in your front yard? Well, you probably should have planted it 20 years ago.
Right.
When's the next best time? Today. Plant that tree today, and you're going to have that tree later. So whether you're starting out as a new business or you've been on it, it's just like start today, get your vision, lay it out 10 years, and start making it happen.
If you could tell any business owner why to choose here, if there's someone thinking, if there's a college student that's thinking about maybe one day leaving, maybe they have a dream of opening a business or following in their parents' footsteps, would you give them any advice why? I know you said you stayed here because, this is home for you.
Right.
This is where you grew up. But why the NRV? Why Blacksburg, Christiansburg? Why this area?
Again, I can speak for where I am now. I was clueless 15 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago, completely clueless. I was just going home. But now with some intentional thought about the whole thing, the NRV, obviously with Virginia Tech as the crown jewel in the center, is an amazing magnet for incredible technology and a lot of stuff that is innovative stuff that's just here in Blacksburg, but also in the NRV. So the main thing I would think, there's a growing amount of technological stuff going on here.
Absolutely.
And that then attracts other stuff. I would also say, speaking as a dentist, so I hope there might be some potential dentists that are interested, like, hey, I want to work with that guy, is that we have the opportunity in this innovative space to be a very big fish in a small pond. If I were to go to a metro area, all of a sudden I'm a very small fish in a huge pond. And I'm waving this marketing flag as much as I can, and I can't get any traction. Right. But you open up a small business like here at Sugar Magnolia, a dental office, other service organizations, you're going to be like it.
Oh, yeah.
And you can be an amazing it, fill in your blank, whatever your business or technology is. And you're going to be a humongous fish in a big pond, and you're going to be wildly successful, as opposed to feeling like, well, that's where the millions of people are, where you're going to be competing against thousands. Here, you might be competing against 4, 5,
right,
maybe 10. And you're going to see a much faster get off the ground for success in the NRV.
I love it. I love that. So we're going to jump into a couple of quick fire questions.
Yes.
All right?
I'm ready.
So you ready for them? What is the best gift you have ever received?
Right. And I was thinking about, because when I think about that question, you quickly think of like something big, something expensive.
Yeah.
And I just recently, I want to say it was just recently, my youngest son, who is 9, gave me a hand-drawn picture that just said, I love to wrestle with you, Dad. And out of all the gifts I've ever gotten, that's just like, that touches your heart.
Absolutely.
And this is a 9-year-old. He's on the verge of, hey, mom and dad aren't cool or
right.
whatever. But
right.
to get that sort of gift, and it was not prompted by mom, it was totally drawn by himself.
That's special.
That's really special.
That's fantastic.
So I still have it. I value it. It's special.
My daughter is starting to want to, she'll just say draw, and she'll start to do things. And, of course, when you have cards and you do different things, she'll scribble on it. But I can't wait for the day that, that I love something, or I love doing it, or I love you. Like when she does that, it pulls at that heartstring so hard, and you'll never forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the why. That's why we parent is, and sometimes you don't get that payback.
Yeah.
And so to get that as a gift from my youngest,
that's fantastic. Question number 2. When you think of the word success, who or what do you think of?
That's a great question. I'll just go pretty generic and
Okay.
think of success is when you set that goal and you attain it, which is pretty special, but then you know that there's more you can do. So you think about
Yeah.
all the greats, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Walt Disney and those sorts of people. Um, they had very ambitious goals and they achieved it, and we would look at them as being successful.
Mm-hmm.
But what they built is now enduring. That's success.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can totally rapid fire, make a whole bunch of money, like
Sure.
an online funnel or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Just whoa, got a lot of money. But then what do you got? You got,
Yeah.
how's that going to be sustainable necessarily? So, I mean, I'm sure there are ways, but I think of success as being that enduring and consistent attainment of goal.
I love that. Yeah, I was actually watching something the other day on Disney, and it actually said even now in 2019, they still haven't reached all of his goals and all of his dreams that he had for certain places.
Walt Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they're trying to redesign Epcot, for example,
Yeah.
and how they're finally going to get to his vision. So to think that someone who's been gone for such a long time still has visions that haven't been reached,
Right.
it just
That's
gives you
impact.
goosebumps. It
That's
thinks about
impact.
it.
That's
Yeah.
legacy. That's success.
Yeah, I like that.
And so, success, just to tag on that, is, I can be successful, have 5 boys, but the real success is what am I about my grandchildren?
Mhm.
What about my great grandchildren? What are they doing as a result of what I'm doing? What sort of generational impact can we have? And so, when you think long term, well, that kind of changes how you act today.
Yeah.
Because I can totally think, I'm in it for myself. I just want to make a whole lot of money right now for me, myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
But when I think generationally, all of a sudden you start behaving differently.
Yeah.
That's success.
Last one. If you could write something on a billboard, what would it say or what would it look like?
Right. Wow, that's a good one. As a dentist, and a pure public service announcement, it would just be 3 words. 4 words. Do not drink soda.
I love it.
That's just it. But in a pure, just a statement of truth, smile, Jesus loves you. Honestly,
I love it.
I mean, just to know that if I can put that on a big billboard, that's probably what I do.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Damon
Yeah, my
Thompson.
pleasure.
I really appreciate
Yeah.
you taking your time today to sit down with us and kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you guys if they're not familiar with that?
Right.
I mean, we know you have your office here in Blacksburg and you have your website, but give a little people just a little bit of information about the best way to get a hold of Real Life
Yeah,
Dental.
sure. Real Life Dental, we're located in downtown Blacksburg. We are having plans of expanding to Christiansburg in
Excited about
2020, so we're real excited about that. Real simply going to reallifedental.com, reallifedental.com. All the information that you need to get in touch with us will be there, phone number, email address, and info at Real Life Dental. But we'd love for you to go there. You can check us out on Facebook as well. That's how you can find us.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. That concludes the episode for today. We'll see you next time.